I love when the black community says, let's boycott Asian businesses. Please do. We'll get rid of the Chinese takeout, the dry cleaners, the laundromat.
It is so damn ironic of you to bring up Chinese restaurants and dry cleaners and laundromats, because we didn't choose those jobs. We were actually forced into them due to the anti-Asian laws created by white Americans and white European immigrants. And the only reason why those businesses survived was largely because of the support of black people. But a lot of you bootlickers don't know your history. And for that, I'm gonna have to take you to school. Domain expansion. Infinite TED Talk. What's up, everyone? My name is Rainier, and this is the true history of boycotting Asian businesses. You see, before Chinese restaurants and gas stations and beauty supply stores, the first Chinese migrants were actually in America in the 1800s during the California Gold Rush, and then to build the Transcontinental Railroad across the West Coast. But when the gold ran out and the final train tracks were laid, the American economy fell into a depression, and poor white Americans and European immigrants started to feel threatened by Chinese labor. And so what do? They joined anti-coolie clubs, and they advocated for anti-coolie laws that would limit the opportunities of Chinese laborers and tax anybody who hired Chinese workers. The racism was so bad that Chinese people were hunted down in their neighborhoods, beaten up by mobs of white men, or just straight up lynched in the streets. This violence is a big reason why Chinatowns were created in the first place. They are ghettos. They are safe spaces where Chinese people could set up shop and live together. But because of these anti-coolie laws, the only businesses that they could set up and get financing for were restaurants, grocery stores, and laundromats. Quick side note, so you should definitely watch the Warrior series because it's based on the writings of Bruce Lee, and it's set in the 1870s during all this anti-Asian racism. But even though black people were fighting their own freedoms at the time, they still took the initiative to speak up for Asians. And in 1869, the great Frederick Douglass gave the Composite Nation speech, where he said, "Let the Chinaman come. He will help to augment the national wealth. He will help to develop our boundless resources. He will help to pay off our national debt. He will help to lighten the burden of our national taxation. He will give us the benefit of his skill as a manufacturer and as a tiller of the soil in which he is unsurpassed." Then in 1871 in Los Angeles, a mob of 500 white men robbed Chinese businesses and killed 19 Chinese immigrants. Hatred was so commonplace that companies would release advertisements to sell their laundry products using anti-Chinese racism. And then decades later, when the Hoover Company needed to sell washing machines, they published this ad over here depicting Chinese laundromat workers being displaced by automation. Now, if you watched Sinners, you probably remember the two Asian characters over here who ran a grocery store. And a lot of people were kind of confused why they were included, but that's because many Asians who left the West Coast due to a lack of work and racism, they fled to the South to work on sugar and cotton plantations. Many of those same Asians set up grocery stores in those black neighborhoods, which means black people were speaking up for Asians on the West Coast and putting dollars into our businesses in the American South. Fast forward to the 1980s when Vincent Chin was bludgeoned to death with a baseball bat by two white men who thought that Vincent was Japanese. Ronald Ebens and Michael Nitz recently lost their job at the Chrysler factory, and they blamed the Japanese car market for destroying the American automotive industry, and so they killed Vincent Chin. And when the Asian community needed to seek justice, who showed up for us? Jesse Jackson. I could honestly keep going, but I'm going to end on this note. If you know the Disney movie, The Jungle Book, then you know the author of the original book, Rudyard Kipling. But what you might not know is that Rudyard also infamously created the poem, The White Man's Burden, which symbolizes the pain and the struggle of being a white man who is responsible for carrying African, Asian, Latino, and indigenous people out of the jungles of barbarism into the promised land of civilization. But for a lot of you bootlickers, You seem to think that just because you're in another basket that you're better than black folks, even though we've worked on the same plantations and we've been lynched by the same angry mobs. You're trying so hard to get invited to the picnic, even though history has proven that we'll never truly be accepted by them. And in fact, history shows us the opposite. History has shown us that even though black people have no reason to invite us to the cookout, for well over a century, they have still had the heart to save us a plate. So to all you ungrateful Asian bootlickers out there crying about black people boycotting Asian businesses, just know that this protest doesn't come from nowhere. It came from over 100 years of showing love to Asian people and not receiving that same love and support in return. And goddamn, I think it's time that we need to return the favor.
Yeah, hello everybody. I hope you're doing well. First, I want to thank everybody for supporting my channel. And if you're watching me for the first time, please consider subscribing, like, and share my videos. So, folks, a viral moment is sparking a major conversation across America. Some members of the black community are calling for people to support black-owned businesses and keep more money circulating within their neighborhoods. But what's behind this movement, and why is it gaining so much attention? So folks, watch these clips and let's break down the real story behind the debate.
I don't want to be your enemy. I understand you guys are upset and you want to boycott Asian-run businesses. Totally fair. I do acknowledge that many Asian people could be racist. And I condemn all races, regardless their ethnicities. Racism should not be accepted or tolerated. But not all of us are racist. I don't think I'm racist. I mean, I try not to be. I don't think I'm racist. I'm just Asian. I don't think it's fair that we all are punished because of one guy. I mean, I don't know who the fuck is Rick Chow is. Why are we all punished because of this one guy? But don't call all Asian people our enemy.
The business owner, like the Asian business owners, Chinese, Korean, I never know like which is which when I'm looking at them or talking to them. But they are in an uproar right now. They are so upset because it is said that their businesses are getting boycotted, that their parking lots are empty, based off of a not guilty verdict that's recently happened prior to this weekend. And there's a lot of people upset, and people are really upset at the Asian community. I have never ever seen an Asian go off before until today. I have never seen a Korea or a Chinese person go off and just go in so hard until I seen it today on TikTok. These people are pissed. Allegedly, one Asian came back and said that we actually need them, that we can't make it without their businesses. They said everything that we buy is made in China, made in Korea, and so on and so on. The guy basically said that we cannot make it without their products. But yet, I don't think that he completely lied. If you go into our stores, 90% of what's on those shelves in the store, made in China. The next time you go to Walmart, Target, or any of those stores, pick up one of those coffee cups, look at the bottom of it, made in China. Your spoons, knife, and fork set, turn it over and look at it, made in China. The next time you go buy a blanket or something, look at the tag on the blanket, made in China. So they are talking, bro, and these people are pissed because they feel like the boycott is really affecting their businesses. And if it's true, and some of the videos I seen on TikTok today is true, and they're not made up AI videos, it looks like that boycott is taking effect extremely fast. One lady pulled up to 3 of the nail salons, and every last one of them was empty, man. Now, I don't know if those nail salons open on Sunday. She could have been capping and pulled up on a day that they were closed, but it seems to me like those nail salons are open 7 days a week, man. But them Asians is starting to try to clap back, bro. Y'all better be careful. I ain't never seen an Asian go off like I seen today. It's getting crazy out here, y'all.
So I came on here because I know I said I was boycotting Asian businesses and I said I wasn't going to get my nails done. But here I am with a fresh set of nails. Yes, because I can do what I want. and their press-ons, okay? Like I said, I'm going to continue to support black businesses. If you have a black press-on nail company, please drop the link below. These right here, I did buy off the TikTok shop, and it took me maybe 20 minutes to prep them, but I will not be going to Asian businesses, okay? I'm still supporting black businesses, and this is a movement that's going to continue. Basically, it's a fund transfer. We're transferring funds into the black community. That is it. It's not racist. It's a transfer of funds. I will drop the link somewhere down below if you want these press-ons. Again, if you own a press-on company that is black owned, or if you have a black owned nail salon, please drop the company names and states below. I also want to thank everybody for all the support that I've gotten thus far. Keep the movement going.
Elaine the Pain, I've got a business idea for you, and it's much better than your spurious boycott, so listen up. You commented on my reel asking the question, what have Asian business owners done for the black community apart from taking all their money? Well, the honest answer is nothing. Because when you buy something, you exchange goods or services for money, and that's usually where it ends. That's kind of like typical business. But let's explore your point. If you believe Asian businesses should give something back, what would that actually look like? Firstly, I'd suggest hiring black employees where possible. Secondly, utilizing black supply chains. And thirdly, contributing to local projects which help the black community. Now, here's where you come in, Elaine. Why don't you set up a committee that works with these Asian businesses by creating a framework that shows them how to give back? They sign up, pay a small fee, and in return, they get certified as being a black supporting business. They can proudly display this certificate in their signage and windows, and black consumers now can choose where to spend based on who supports their community.
He's wrong, and I don't care what anybody thinks. I'm standing on that.
A Chinese influencer says he is not against black people boycotting Asian-owned businesses to support more black-owned businesses.
The Cyrus murder was uncalled for, and I get it. Y'all upset. Y'all want to do a boycott. Y'all want to ban Asian businesses. I'm not against it. If that's how y'all feel, that's how y'all feel. Shouldn't nobody tell y'all what to do with y'all money.
And then he elaborates on accountability from the Asian community.
I know y'all looking for accountability from the Asian community regarding Rick Chow and the murder that he committed. So on behalf of the Asian community, I take accountability for this man's actions. He was absolutely wrong for chasing Cyrus once Cyrus left the store. They wasn't even sure if the kid did anything wrong, which it turned out he didn't do anything wrong. So they chased him for nothing. But even if he did steal a bottle of water, 2 bottles of water, or 10 bottles of water, once he leaves the store, you don't chase. You're not only putting other people's lives at risk, you're putting you and your son's lives at risk. All for what? A bottle of water?
This crackerjack right here, he was talking to y'all. He wasn't talking to me.
He wasn't talking to me either. When you need to wash your clothes, black owned. When you need to wipe your ass, black owned. When you need to throw your shit away, black owned. This is Freedom Paper Company. You need a purse, black owned. You need some candles, black owned. Black owned. Refresh your scalp oil, black owned. Black owned. Body oil, black owned. Jewelry, black owned. Room spray, black owned. Wash your ass again, black owned. Body butter, black owned. Deodorant, black owned. Soap, black owned. When you want to cook, seasonings, black owned. Hey, my spiritual sisters, here are my oracle cards, black owned. Hair moisturizer, black owned. Conditioner, black owned. Edge control, black owned. Bedroom candy, black owned. Shower net, black owned. I don't know if this is black owned, but I bought it from a black woman. Even my dresses, black owned.
Saw a woman recently saying that we should boycott Asian businesses because she said that black people can't win when Asians own all of the businesses and that we had it easier coming to this country. As an Asian whose grandparents immigrated to this country and as a business owner, let me dissect this. Complete bullshit. Have you never heard of pea bashing before? Have you not heard about the 16-hour shifts that our grandparents did in the mills here up north? Those people worked endlessly 12-hour, 16-hour shifts in mills, getting their hands all mangled up in machines just to get by, or working as toilet cleaners and just to survive. They didn't have it easier. They were disciplined and sacrificed everything. Just to make it clear, I want to bring communities together. I'm not here to divide communities. I just want to point out exactly how the Asian community built some wealth. And don't say we had it easier, because even in 2025, just in September, a Sikh woman was raped and told go back to her own country. Don't talk about easier when we get that kind of treatment in 2025. The reason why our grandparents did better is because they saved every measly penny they could get to invest it in long-term assets, houses, gold, businesses. You call that privilege? They were patient and willing to live in the shit for the hope of a better future. Tell that to our ancestors who crammed into tiny houses, 5 different families, sharing food so that they could save up money to buy their own homes eventually. Instead of enjoying their lives, they lived in the shit just to get by. That's not easier. They paid the price for it. And they didn't buy nice clothes, they drove shit cars, they spent nothing. And then their children now own and inherit these homes, and then they can put them up as rent and generate cash flow from it, giving the next generation a leg up essentially. And that's the way that wealth accumulation works. Each generation creates assets or purchases assets to then pass on to the next generation, so they have a little leg up, and then their kids benefit from that. Even now, I mean, I can afford where I live very comfortably, but my dad says to me all the time, Jamil, you should come home, come live at home, because that is their literal wealth building tactic. Stay home, live below your means, and save money. And let's get one thing straight. Yeah, we run a lot of businesses, but don't blame us for taking the risk of starting them. Don't blame Asians for filling that spot for a corner shop. Anyone could have bought it. You could have started that business. Our ancestors pooled resources for the community together, so that the community could win. Instead of hating online, why don't you speak to those Asian owners and learn how they did it instead? I don't come from a rich family, and that's the exact reason I'm a business owner. I've got a biomedical science degree and I can work in a hospital, but I know that if I want my kids to have a better life, then I need to build some wealth, and I'm not going to do that sat working for other people. Me and my brother are the classic example of 2 people coming together, pooling resources and building a business and succeeding with it. And that's one thing that I actually miss about the older generation. Back in the 80s and 90s, Asians had a community like glue. They worked together. They weren't selfish. They built something so that their kids could live better lives. And I'm disappointed, honestly, because historically, colored people have always come together and had each other's backs. And we've always unified in the past. I mean, historically in the Caribbean, Indian migrants literally shared culture with the people who live there. That's literally where curry goat comes from. You need to take some accountability and learn about sacrifice and stop blaming the world, essentially, because that's what our grandparents did. That's all they did to accumulate wealth. They were bashed in the streets and still sacrificed so that their children don't have to suffer the same way.
Ma'am, we boycotting these type of businesses. I don't know why you're going in here. You might not have heard what's going on, but look up Cyrus Belton. Oh yeah, I know about it. Yeah, but you're still going in. Today I am out in the streets spreading the word of the boycott that is happening now and letting people know that this ain't what we doing no more, okay? So stay tuned. All right, I'm walking to the beauty supply store to see if any black people are in there supporting the Asian business. I understand that a lot of people do not know, and that's why I'm out here trying to spread the word and let people know that, hey, this is not what we're doing. So yeah, let me walk up. You see this beautiful view? I'm in Waldorf, Maryland. Parking lot look full. We're gonna see when we walk in. Man, we shouldn't even be. Have you heard about the boycott that's happening? Yeah, we shouldn't even be in here, girl. You know what? And I'm about to tell. Okay, it's not really that many people in here. Hello, everybody, black women. I'm here to represent the boycott that's happening for Cyrus Belton. He was killed by an Asian man, and the verdict was non-guilty for allegedly stealing water bottles that he did not do. We are boycotting all Asian businesses. So I'm coming here to let y'all know we're not doing any beauty supply stores. We're not doing any carryouts, hibachis, none of that. A lot of people don't know. That's why I'm letting y'all black women know that we're not doing this. We're saving our black dollar and giving it to black businesses. I'm sure you heard of it. You look like a young woman. You should know what's going on. So I'm spreading the word, and y'all have a nice day. Ma'am, we boycotting these type of businesses. I don't know why you're going in here. You might not have heard what's going on, but look up Cyrus Belton.
Oh yeah, I know about it.
Yeah, but you're still going in. So spin black, okay?
Okay, let me say this. I stopped supporting Asian businesses, and I'm gonna tell you why. It's not because I ever was mistreated, but let's start with the nail salon. You know, when I stopped getting my nails done at Asian-owned salons is when I went in there one day and I sat there and I looked around and I always saw the same demographic of people, white women and black women. I never saw any Asian women in there getting their nails done. And my mind kept asking, why is there no Asian women ever in here getting their nails done? Then I started paying attention when I would go to the beauty supply. When I would go to an Asian-owned beauty supply, I would always see the same demographic of people, black women or white women. And then my mind would be like, hold on, why ain't there ever any Asian people here? Because at the beauty supply, they sell products for everybody. And my mind started wondering, was like, this is weird. And I'm going to tell you when it really clicked for me. I found a beauty supply up the street from my house. It's an African beauty supply. It's owned by a woman from Ghana, a Ghanaian woman. Every time I go into this woman's business, I see not only black women, I see Ghanaian women. I see women from Ghana. And that's when my mind clicked. Hold on. Okay. That's why I stopped supporting, because it's weird to me that you own a business and people from your own community is not in there giving you their money. It's weird to me.
Common sense approach. Oh yeah, y'all getting to them. I have never, in all my years of watching social media, I have never seen an Asian person come on to social media and promote a business, their business, with such passion. Aimed at black people, at that. I have never. This lady got up here and said, hey y'all. Man, I turned around. I was, God, who the fuck was that? Because I was chilling and I heard it. Hey y'all. Come down and see us. We doing eyebrows, etc., etc. Now accepting walk-ins Friday and accepting walk-ins Friday and Saturday. Stop it. Boy, you better not be late for your appointment. Now it's walk-ins? I have never heard an Asian person promote a business with such passion. I'm talking about no fast talking, no Johnny Dang slick talking, none of that. Straight. The same courtesy and respect that the British English American get when they put businesses in their community. Because this business is right there in the black community. I looked at the address. And so, there you have it. You're getting to them. It's common sense approach. I'm out.
If black folks boycotting Asian businesses is what it takes to fast track Asian folks into deconstructing their internalized white supremacy and anti-blackness, so be it. Boycott. I didn't apologize to the black community in my video yesterday so that y'all would magically trust me or forgive Asian people suddenly. I apologized to hold my people accountable because the Asian community owes an apology and the black community deserves to receive an apology. Is it enough? No. But is it one grain of rice in the direction of repair? I believe so. Trust can only be rebuilt through action, so I will continue educating Asian folks in my life, both online and in real life, to deconstruct the internalized white supremacy and anti-blackness, because black folks are some of the most soulful, caring people I know, and y'all deserve better.
So on my post about boycotting Asian businesses, within that video, I made reference to needing my nails done, and I'm just going to have to bypass getting my nails done because I'm going to stick and stand firm to the boycott and remove all Asian businesses out of my vision. And I think the only Asian business that I really frequent is the nail salon. So that's something that I'm going to have to remove. But at the same time, I like to get my nails done. So I asked for recommendations in the Atlanta area of nail techs that do builder gel. But I'm getting a lot of comments of, girl, you're in Atlanta. There are so many black nail techs that you can, you can do business with. But I don't think y'all realize how challenging it can be at times to make appointments with certain types of service providers. I just seen this young lady's video right here. I'm going to tag her in this caption, but she made a great point in her video. She made a great point in her video with this huge opportunity where there's a mass exodus of us no longer doing business with Asian businesses. That is going to leave a huge gap in nail service. Us as black women having the option to go get our nails done. The door is wide open for you black nail techs. How are you guys going to seize the moment? And she just gave y'all the blueprint. She just gave y'all the blueprint on how y'all can seize this moment, run with it, and don't even look back. Close the gap. Take your clients back. She basically said, all y'all need to do, why don't y'all band together, all the nail techs in your city.
So black people want to boycott the Asians because of this Rick Chow situation where a black man, 14, was unjustly unalived. And I'm like, let's just shut up. Black people, just be quiet, bro. Because I always say this, everyone wants to scream black power until it's time to hold a black woman accountable. Black women are not going to stop buying wigs, buddy. Have you ever tried to tell a black woman to rock her natural hair, bro? Have you seen the response you get? You really think, bro, they can see them unalive 10 more 14-year-olds. They're still going to go buy their wigs, bro. Get their nails done, bro. So stop this, bro. Oh, yeah, it sounds good. It sounds good for social media, though. Black women are the ones upholding these people, feeling like they can do what they can do. They know they're going to keep coming to the store, bro. I mean, it's crazy, too, as well, because the amount of videos I see of these people doing black women bad in their stores, you know what I'm saying? And yet nothing's gonna stop, bro. You get what I'm saying? They're the ones making the Asians feel like they can do us any type of way, bro. So until you want to hold black, so stop saying that. First of all, black people, let's boycott it. No, you need to be saying black women boycott because they're the ones fueling this industry, a multi-billion-dollar industry. Black power until it's time to hold the black woman accountable. The same black woman who went and joined the white woman with feminism to talk down on the black man the same way the white woman is talking down on her man. We don't want to hold them accountable though, right? All you black power, shut up and be quiet. If you're not holding the black woman accountable, shut your mouth.
Yeah, folks, welcome back again to my channel, and I hope you've watched those videos. It's very interesting. The black communities have agreed that are going to support the other black community so that the money keeps circulating across their neighborhoods. So, folks, this movement is built around a simple message: support your own community. Many black involved believe that when consumers choose black-owned businesses, they are not just buying a product or service. They're helping create opportunities. They're helping support entrepreneurs and keep money circulating within their neighborhoods. Supporters say economic power has always played a major role in building stronger communities. They point to the challenges black entrepreneurs historically faced, including limited access to resources, funding, and even opportunities. And they argue that intentional support can help close those gaps. But the conversation has also created debate. Some believe people should support businesses based on quality, fairness, and customer service rather than ownership. Others argue that communities that have been overlooked for generations need to intentional about building how do I call it about building their own economic strength. At the center of this discussion, folks, is a bigger question: how can communities create wealth, opportunities, and unity while respecting the contribution of everyone around them? So, folks, this viral moment has started a much bigger conversation about money, about identity, and the future of communities. Whether you agree with this movement or not, one thing is very clear: where people choose to spend their money can have a powerful impact. So, folks, I want to know your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think? Should communities focus more on supporting businesses owned by their own people, or should every business compete purely based on service and quality? Share your thoughts in the comment section and don't forget to subscribe for more stories behind headlines.